I just want to go over, if you like this video, please subscribe and let me know in the comments what more verses should I do. Okay, see you later. Enjoy the video.
In the depths of the Pacific Ocean lays an entity deep in ancient slumber within the sunken city of Ryla. Although locked away within a massive sarcophagus of cyclopean architecture, this being dreams of prophetic visions far beyond our human comprehension. His knowledge and understanding of the cosmos and the unspeakable and terrible outer gods that lie within its fabric would splinter the mind with just a mere whisper of its mention. Even from the abyss of the ocean floor, the sleeping one touches unfortunate souls with telepathic messages of horror, wreaking havoc upon their psyche, driving them mad amidst their newfound realizations. Although few know of his name, all are at the mercy of his influence. This harbinger of terror and Earth's inevitable destruction is none other than the Great Old One, Cthulhu. To simply seek knowledge of the Great Dreamer is a dangerous endeavor in itself. The degenerate and bloodthirsty beings that make up the Cthulhu cult are found in an alarmingly high number of locations throughout the world, practicing their unholy rites right beneath the view of their more civilized and far more naive counterparts. The first discovered Cthulhu cult was found in the swamps of New Orleans during the year of 1902, amidst a dark ritual performed by a rogue voodoo tribe. Before the police began their raid of the camp, it was observed that the willing participants of this forbidden ceremony were all adult males. Women and children were apparently a sacrifice for some unknown and dark power, and as the men danced amidst great bellows of roaring fire, the hapless victims vanished inexplicably, with no trace to be found. During this disturbing rite, the participants shouted some utterly guttural and unintelligible chant over and over. As the authorities closed in, they could not decipher its meaning, but recognized it was spoken in some unworldly language, its syllables clearly not designed for the human tongue. After the police commenced their assault, which resulted in the deaths of 5 cultists and the rest of 47, they quickly began interrogation in hopes to find some rational explanation to what they had witnessed. Eventually, it was learned that these cultists were worshipping the entities they called the Great Old Ones, who were waiting to herald the return of the one known as Cthulhu, as represented in a stone statue of a strange creature that they possessed. When questioned further, they merely reiterated the horrid chant spoken earlier. In his house at Ryla, dead Cthulhu waits dreaming. The assistance of several archaeology and anthropological experts was used after this questioning, and one of the professors claimed that traces of similar practices were found in a banished Eskimo tribe far to the north. Over the following years, either by unfortunate happenstance or suicidal investigation, several other Cthulhu cults were found across the world, from druidic ceremonies in Greenland to the nomads of Arabia, from exiled tribes of Hawaii, even to the concrete jungles of cities like New York. One of the most concerning aspects of these cults is that there are some that include a massive diversity of the most unlikely of members, ranging from all different sorts of cultures, classes, and nationalities, all of whom set aside their trivial and earthly differences in the name of a nigh unspoken and unfathomable power. Apparently, the most unifying point for humanity is not for the betterment of the earth we all share, but rather the acknowledgement and total surrender to the unstoppable horror that will bring its demise. The deliberate secrecy of these gatherings and the unthinkable consequences for those who were caught with its discovery means that more of these cults definitely exist, even past the knowledge of the most elite and trusted of investigators. The forbidden knowledge of Cthulhu and its origins is fragmented across several sources and accounts. The cursed book known as the Necronomicon only contains a mere fraction of Cthulhu's history, and it seems the rest of what is supposedly known has been burned into the minds of those whom we would deem as madmen or psychopaths. These records tell that Cthulhu did not originate on this planet, but rather from a faraway world called Forel, located in an unknown universe of the 23rd Nebula. Cthulhu's arrival to this planet predates life itself, far beyond even the first union of simple amino acids, the building blocks we would later be built from. Cthulhu had brought with him several of his hellish offspring, whom were but a fraction of his power, yet still unfathomable to us, as well as his lesser spawn, known as the Cthulhu. Upon his first arrival, Cthulhu met resistance from the most cryptic and terrible powers. For the sake of organization, I will save the details of this horribly titanic war for another time. What you should know now is that Cthulhu managed to find a place of power for himself here, and for hundreds of millions of years, reigned freely amidst the planet. In the most secluded part of the Pacific Ocean, he erected a massive city of cyclopean madness known as Ryla, which served as his throne upon the world. After millions of years, Cthulhu was challenged by a much more powerful and sinister force. Exactly who or even what is not really known, but as Cthulhu lay dormant within his city of Ryla, this unspoken power sunk the twisted kingdom into the depths of the Pacific and sealed it shut from the outside world. Cthulhu and his hosts were trapped, unable to escape from their watery abode. But Cthulhu's influence was far from gone. As mankind slowly evolved from their quadruped ancestors into the Homo sapiens we are now, Cthulhu entered death-like trance, dreaming of his release in the world's end.